So here's the best part of deep inner game is when you get in states. When you get in states, it's such a powerful thing. There's so many different terms I've heard for getting in state. So what is getting in state? It's that feeling of just feeling fucking aligned. Everything you think, say, or do just works. You're congruent. Your communication is congruent. Your thoughts, words, actions are in alignment. Everything you say is probably very truthful, honest, open, smooth, suave, flowing. And it's crazy because every time you talk to a fucking girl, it just seems to hook. The interaction seems to hook. They seem drawn to you. You're in God mode. In the Bible, they call it the nimbus. You're in state. You're just in the fucking zone, right? Well, how do you get there? There's a million different ways to get there. So I'll tell you ways you can get there very quickly and very easily. And again, another way is in stifling, right? Like we just showed you, in this module, you can unstifle. You can get out of your head by unstifling, screaming, loud, being gimmicky, doing things in public, almost doing like social anxiety comfort zone challenges that allow you to push your comfort zone and spike your adrenaline. Maybe you're in public and you scream in public or do something crazy. Maybe you walk into a restaurant where everyone's eating and you're just like, hey everybody, penis, and you feel the adrenaline and you're like, holy fuck, and it gets you in a heightened emotional state. Or what you can also do is you can talk to a lot of people. Another way to get on stage is have a really good conversation. Just have a really, really, really effective conversation with someone who just you feel completely open and honest with. Like, imagine this. When you're with your best friend, if you have a best friend, if you're ever with a best friend or a best friend from the past, and you just feel like everything, you just feel like fucking awesome. You feel like you're getting high off the conversation. You feel fucking aligned. You feel like a natural high. Well, that's pretty much what it feels like to be in state, okay? And you can get there also by building social momentum. So by talking to as many people as possible in the short amounts of time possible, by opening all and minimizing your time in between doing so, by talking to as many people, not just girls, but people in the shortest amount of time as possible. Maybe you get to a daytime venue and you're just cold approaching girls, just like boom, approach. And then she leaves and you don't even think, you just approach another fucking girl. You minimize your time between interactions. And you just, without even fucking thinking, you just approach another girl. Well, by the fifth approach, you're gonna be in flow state. You're gonna be in state. You're gonna be in the flow state, okay? You're gonna be in flow state. I want you to do some research on flow state. Go on Google, go on YouTube and search up flow state. There's books about this. There's a book called Flow about this exact concept, okay? There's so many different concepts that talk about this. So many different resources that talk about this. There's so many different, I think they even talk about this in many religions and ancient history and things like this. We just get in the flow. You're just flowing. You're not thinking. Well, what you want to do is when it comes to meeting people, social skills, cold approach, day game, you want to get into the flow. You want to get into a flow state. And the best way to do that is by drawing the state from within. As you see, while I'm creating this content, am I thinking about what to say to you guys? No, I'm not. Am I thinking about what to put into this material? No, I'm not. I just know exactly what to say and what to think because I've been teaching this for so many years, and because I built social momentum, because I've been going every single fucking day. I built a macro momentum with social skills. I built a micro momentum today with social skills. I've been building a micro momentum with talking to you guys on camera as well, right? And so it's really interesting how that works. We get into the flow. We get into flow state naturally. And even while I'm talking to you, I'm probably in flow state. Like, I'm not really thinking about it. If you even think about it, if you're in flow state, you're going to fall into flow state. If I'm thinking logically, am I in flow state? I'm going to stop. Am I in flow state? Am I in flow state? Flow state, right? Even saying am I in flow state, I started like getting out of flow state, right? And so it's really funny how that works. So there's a ton of ways to get in flow state, to get into the flow, to get in state. But the best way is to draw it from within. Draw it from within. Draw state from within. Draw from within. Feel good. Feel good, draw it from within. Draw it from within, okay? Draw flow state from within. Say it with me. Draw state from within. Okay, it's the best way to get into the flow, to get in state, to get in God mode, to get into flow state, draw from within. And again, tons of other ways to do that. Laughing, making jokes, maybe you're with friends. You make a lot of jokes. Maybe you're with your wingman and you guys are out together on a night out or a day game session, right? And you guys are just joking. You're making gimmicky jokes. You're laughing. You're shooting this shit. You're fucking trolling. You're laughing. And you're just getting in the flow because you're making so many jokes with each other because of the chemistry and connection you have between you and your friend or you and your wingman, right? And so you're getting into the flow. You're with your best friend who's your wingman and you guys are just laughing your ass off and you just get into the flow, okay? Maybe you're with your wingman and you just have a fuck ton of inside jokes with each other, and so you just laugh your fucking ass off so fucking much as you get into the flow. and you get in a flow state, you get in state. Maybe you're out by yourself and you have inside jokes with yourself and you just find humor in everything and everything's hilarious to you and you're just in a great mood and you're eating healthy and you're eating clean, so that gets you in flow state easier. And you're meditating, so that gets you in flow state easier. And you're working out, so you just feel mentally clear and physically healthy, and so you get in a flow state easier. And then you're out and about by yourself and you're meeting girls, it's funny, it's crazy, and your girls are jacking you, it's hilarious, you're laughing. And every time you walk away from interaction, you laugh. Every time you walk away from a social interaction, whether it go good or bad, you laugh. And you laugh, and it gets you further in flow state. And every single time you talk to someone, you find so much entertainment and enjoy from it, and you're enjoying it, and it gets you further in flow state. And you're just enjoying your own company so much, you're just getting further in flow state. And you're just enjoying the experiences you're sharing with these random people you're meeting during day game or whatever the fuck you're doing. You're doing cold approach, meeting people, and you're getting in flow state. Right? Well, you're going to further build and build and build and build and build and build and build your state. And that's going to allow you to really quickly and effectively get in a state. Now, let's say you want to get in state and you want to get in that high vibrational frequency, that high vibe emotion, and you don't know how to do it. Well, here's a great way you can do it. You can find a wingman, okay? Find a guy who wants to go practice material with you, and you guys just do dares with each other. Just go out and dare each other, do crazy shit. Hey, bro, I dare you to jump on that fucking table. Hey, bro, I dare you to walk into the restaurant and ask the server if they accept Dogecoin as payment. Hey, bro, I dare you to walk up to the next person you see and ask them if you can eat their booty hole or pee in their butt. Hey, can I pee in your butt? Respectfully, and let them know you're joking so you're not freaking them out, right? Hey, bro, I dare you to walk up to that man on the street and ask him if he can spare 10 cents for bus fare. And if he says no, tell him you'll suck his dick. Right? And just the dares get crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. And you guys just start daring each other. And it's almost like you're trolling in a positive way, not a negative way, but you're trolling each other. You're trolling the social environment. You're not taking yourself too seriously, but you're taking your emotional momentum and social momentum seriously. And then all of a sudden you're in flow state. You're just daring each other. You're daring each other to do dumb shit. Obviously, I'm sure you guys can think of more exciting and more like wholesome dares than I just thought about on the spot just now, right? But again, daring each other to do things that are slightly out of your comfort zone to get you in the heightened emotional state, to get your adrenaline pumping a little bit, to get you feeling good and out of your comfort zone, to get you feeling ambitious and creative, to get you feeling that you're leading on the edge, to get you into the flow state, to get you feeling confident, to get you into the nimbus, to get you into feeling, woo, let's go, to feeling your thoughts, words, and actions are in alignment, to feeling that congruence. And you're going to notice, once you get into that state, pretty much every single interaction you have will automatically be hooking. As long as you also follow everything else in this course and learn all this material and practice all of this stuff, every single interaction should hook, okay? But you do need to get in a flow state. You do need to get into that high vibrational emotional energy, and you do need to, just feel good. Feel good. Say it with me right now. Feel good. Feel good. Feel good. Feel good. Okay? Feel good. Okay? Seriously, feel it. Feel good. And it's cool. You're going to feel great. So, yeah, there's a million different ways. It's similar to unstifling. Very, very, very similar to unstifling. Unstifling just kind of opens up your communication more so. Unstifling opens up your communication, again, because motion creates emotion. But, getting in state opens up your emotions. It opens up your, overall demeanor, because your emotions will show in your facial expressions and in your body language, okay? And so try to get in a flow state. Do some research. Do more research on this topic. Try to figure out more ways to get in a flow state. Do more research. Everything we talk about in this entire course, you can actually Google and do more research on it and watch my YouTube videos about and do more research on and learn more about, okay? We're just scratching the surface here of what's possible, but I'm showing you the basics and I'm making it as simple as possible for you to learn every single topic we talk about in this curriculum we could talk about for hours. I could talk about flow state for hours. I can talk about getting in state for fucking 5 hours if we want to, right? But that's not efficient for my time. It's not efficient for your time. It's not efficient for your learning of everything in this curriculum, right? So if you want to learn more about anything else in this curriculum, obviously you can go dig deeper and learn more and expand your knowledge on that individual topic. But when it comes to flow state, this is a topic we can go on for a million years about. This is such an important thing. And honestly, I'll tell you the honest fucking truth. When you're in flow state, everything's gonna be easier. Your whole life's gonna be easier. Your game is gonna work better. You're gonna get laid more. You're gonna meet more girls. Everything's just gonna work. You're gonna hook interactions better. If you're in flow state during business hours, fuck man, you're gonna be making more money. You're gonna be killing it. You're gonna be doing really fucking well, right? There's tons of other ways to get in flow state. Talking gets you in a flow state. Doing tons and tons and tons of cold approach gets you in a flow state. Doing all the approach anxiety exercises that we're gonna talk about later in this curriculum, it's gonna get you to flow state. Again, getting out of your comfort zone, doing these different things gets you in a flow state. There's a million and one different ways to get in a flow state, okay? A million and one different ways to get in a flow state. But try to get in a flow state if you can. If you can't, that's fine. You should also be okay not being in flow state. You should also be okay, 100% being okay, pulling, gaming, everything, every step of game outside of state. I would say probably 90% of my results I get now is out of state. But my first 2-3 years of game, literally my first 3 years of game, pretty much all the results I would get was in state. But here's the thing. You're not always going to be in state. And that's another thing you got to realize. And so I realized that when I started learning how to game out of state, that's when I started getting really good results. Really good results. Because I wasn't able to always be in state. What happened was my first 3 years of game, I just loved game. I thought it was amazing. It was euphoric for me. And I was so good at state control. So good. I would even say my first 3 years of game, I was better at state control than I am now. And the reason for that was because it was so new and it's so different. And I wasn't really even in it for the girls or the results. I was in it for the state, for the emotions I was feeling. I was getting a high off this shit, man. And it was amazing. It was euphoric. And so, again, I was so good at state control. I was always in state. But what was interesting about that was pretty much anytime I was out of state, I couldn't get results. I couldn't get results when I was out of state. Then I went through a really brutal breakup, a really, really brutal breakup. And I was out of state for a very, very long period of time. And I had to pretty much learn how to get the same results while out of state. And so I stopped jerking off. I started going out every single day. I started meditating every day. And I wasn't in state. I was like unable to get in state for like months. But what happened was I started pulling consistently. I started pulling very consistently, multiple times a week. And it's pretty crazy because it's like I essentially just learned how to game out of state. And so I never really had to rely on getting back in a state in order to get results. But when you do get in a state and you're good at gaming out of state and good at meeting people and being social and meeting girls and pulling while you're out of state, well, what's going to happen is you're going to get even fucking better results. So this is an interesting thing you should learn: state control, drawing state from within, getting into state, getting into flow state. It is a very, very powerful thing. So fucking powerful. And I even know people who, when I was a young man, much younger than I am now, who were way older than me, were like twice my age, multi-millionaires. They were seeing that I was always in state, and they would just want to hang out with me. I had these multi-millionaires, some of the most successful people you'd know, people with YouTube channels, people who are business owners, very successful guys, way older than me, who'd mentor me because they saw I had so much fucking state that they were literally just trying to figure out, how the fuck is this guy always in state? How the fuck is this guy has such God energy and is just always in state? And so they was always just trying to like pick my brain and just like figure out how I was in state. It was crazy. And so you should get good at gaming out of state, but you should also get really good at getting into state and getting good at controlling your state and getting good at just like getting in the flow state and controlling your overall state of mind. Okay. Very powerful stuff and very crazy material. And it's a very, very good way to get yourself instantly anchored into just being in the fucking zone. Seriously. Can't wait to see you guys in state. Can't wait to see you guys out there in field.